The polar regions has always been very dear to me. With the introduction of our brand new, very first Polar Class 6 expedition ship, Silver Endeavour, we will offer our guests a series of new and unique Arctic itineraries that will allow them to explore higher and further in the Arctic than ever before. As a young expedition leader, early on in my career, I spent many wonderful summers in this region and fell in love with the grandeur and the scenery, the vast ice fields, and the hospitality of the local communities. I simply cannot wait to bring these destinations to our guests in Silversea style. Silver Endeavour boasts some incredible technological advances that truly excite us. Her ice hull will allow for us to venture deeper into spectacular ice fjords, while the fact that the ship can remain at sea for longer periods will allow us to explore further afield in the utmost comfort. Silver Endeavour is perfect to take our guests to some of the hardest to reach places on Earth, to explore the landscapes and cultures of these remote, extreme destinations. The beauty of Silver Endeavour is that with our Zodiacs, kayaks, and large expedition team, we are able to disembark all our guests at the same time, extending the exploration time ashore even further. With its exceptional viewing platforms and outside deck space, each and every guest will have fantastic opportunities for wildlife spotting from Silver Endeavour. And if that is not enough, our brand new remote gimbal camera system will allow us to transmit 4K high-definition images from up to 5 kilometers away. These images will be broadcasted live to multiple screens, in suite, in the public areas, and even outside on deck. Simply spectacular. Of course, our hand-picked expedition staff of 20 passionate destination experts will always be on hand to interpret everything from the marine wildlife, the history, or the incredible geology and ice that will be all around us. After leaving Iceland in the early summer, we will take a deeper look at Western Greenland, its spectacular glaciers and vast, breathtaking fjords. In Sisimiut, the second largest city in Greenland, we might just be surprised to find a wealth of 18th century colonial buildings, including the oldest surviving church in Greenland. I always love to watch the display of the Greenlandic national emblem, the kayak. It is incredible to witness the extreme skills of the Greenlandic kayakers, demonstrating how these vessels were used by the Inuit hunters for thousands of years. Picturesque Sisimiut is the first community we visit on this voyage that sits just north of the polar circle. And interesting enough, it is the last year-round ice-free port on the west side of Greenland. It is also known as the dog equator, as from here on north, only Greenlandic dogs are allowed. A highlight here for me is watching the sled dogs at work. In the heart of mesmerizing Disco Bay, we will spend time in Ilulissat, which translated from Greenlandic means iceberg. This beautiful traditional town that boasts more sled dogs than people and is the birthplace of the famed explorer and anthropologist Knut Rasmussen, the first European to cross the Northwest Passage by dog sled in the early 1920s. Few things in life are more rewarding than seeing the Ilulissat ice fjord. For the more active among our guests and staff, we hike across beautiful tundra to witness the fast-flowing icebergs. In addition, we charter local Greenlandic fishing boats to cruise among the most spectacular icebergs as they float out from the ice fjord into Disco Bay. Honestly, having seen thousands of icebergs in my life, I can say that the shapes and colors and the sheer size of the icebergs we will encounter while visiting this UNESCO World Heritage Site will leave even the most skeptical speechless. No expedition cruise is complete without an immersive kayak adventure and Zodiac cruise near a glacier. At Ikhypsemia Glacier, our skilled captain will bring the ice-strengthened Silver Endeavour as close as possible to the massive front. Before launching our kayaks, and zodiacs for an up-close view. Further up the coast, we look for humpback and fin whales that are abundant in the waters of the small community of Umanak. Another first, and an area I've always wanted to visit, has to be the Northeastern Greenland National Park, with an expedition that departs at the perfect moment late summer to give us access to one of the last stretches of unspoiled wilderness on the planet. Inuit cultures first reached Greenland 4,400 years ago, and we'll visit ancient Tula sites steeped in history and marvel at the majestic icebergs, converging fjord systems surrounded by towering mountains and lush valleys. Immersed in the untamed beauty of the Arctic, our guests will experience modern Inuit culture at the isolated and most northerly Inuit community on East Greenland, Ittoqqortoormiut. We'll visit Scoresby Sound, one of my favorites and one of the most spectacular fjord systems in the world. Because we will time our visit to be late in the summer, in fact, towards the start of autumn, we might just have the opportunity to experience the awe-inspiring Northern Lights. This, of course, is thanks to its characteristically high-pressure weather system that enables clear skies on many of the nights. Silver Endeavour will allow us to push on even more as we venture further north, deep into the Northeast Greenland National Park, a place seldom visited and the world's largest national park, and the largest fjord system on the planet. We will follow and hope to surpass furthest north accomplishment by the early explorers Henry Hudson, William Scoresby, Douglas Cleverling, and Edward Sabine, to name a few. We anticipate pack ice off the coast, and inland there will be vast stretches of untouched, unspoiled land, deep valleys, incredible high mountains and glaciers, all crisscrossed by pristine icy rivers. It is truly a sight to behold. Imagine experiencing all of this in incredible natural beauty on the world's most luxury expedition ship, with the award-winning service Silversea is renowned for. We plan to spend a morning on Ella Island, where we hope to climb the Bastionen for an incredible view of the 5 converging fjords and 360-degree view of the snow-capped mountains. Together with our onboard glaciologist, we will learn all about glaciers versus pack ice, and our resident anthropologist will discuss the remains of ancient Greenlandic hunter-gatherer communities. This is a good habitat for muskox, several types of whale, and if we're lucky enough, we might just be able to spot a few polar bears on the sea ice or inland as they cross the barren terrain. For me, Greenland never disappoints. It is a diverse and unique country. Our different itineraries will allow us to become intimately familiar with the culture, the wildlife, and the beauty of this rugged, mesmerizing island. I simply cannot wait to take Silver Endeavour and her guests to explore and experience an area that I just love.